The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
1420 Sports Bar Podcast, for beer sports talk and a whole lot more. Join host Brent Radlinsky as he bellies up to the bar and gets the conversations going that'll make you think you're sitting in your local watering hole. It's sports, beer, and shenanigans, so sit back, grab a few beers, and let's get in.
Baseball, but yeah, anyways, let's switch things a little bit, get on the fun part of sports, Aaron. Like you talked about last night when we were discussing what to talk about today. It's kind of funny that, like I said off air, the way you brought it up about favorite baseball parks, what you enjoyed, the things you like, promos you like, things like that. I started to laugh to myself because that's pretty much what goes through my mind all day, every day, is how to get people into Spitz Stadium and what we can do as with the Lethbridge Bulls for merchandise and promos and things and advertising and players and this and that. And what makes your favorite ball? Like I think about that pretty much nonstop. Even when I went to a hockey game a few weeks back here in Lethbridge, and I was like, oh well, we can do that here, like a transfer hockey promos into baseball things and stuff. And you guys have the Stormers right in Lancaster there, the Atlantic League, right?
Yeah. It goes back independent league, Atlantic.
They bounce like these minor leagues. Like who knows what's going on half the time, but and then you get to go to major league games, and they're on a whole nother level, and they don't need to have the between inning promos as much because they're the Yankees or they're the Phillies, so people just go right. I've been to a lot of ballparks over the years, major league, minor league, and everything else in between. What's some of your favorite ballparks that you've been to over the years, and some things, whether it be minor league things, major league things, or just in between? What's some of the stuff that you remember that go, that was a lot of fun? Like what makes the game day experience great for Aaron Riley of Brutally Honest Sports?
Yeah, I haven't been to nearly as many parks as I want to, but just the experience, right? Like you and I both are like baseball nerds, so it's gonna be a good time no matter if you're at, like you said, the Atlantic League. I'm not even sure what's the Lethbridge Bulls. What's that league called?
We're in the Western Canadian Baseball League. Yeah, is what.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, going to see the Stormers is cool. But the thing I do, I guess, appreciate about Major League Baseball, at least, just because, I think Camden Yards in particular, going there, like that place is just so. Not that the Phillies isn't. It's just I think Camden Yards was really one of those ballparks that, like, it was kind of the new era of ballparks, and they kind of restructured things as far as the how it's laid out. It's just a beautiful stadium in my opinion, and the field is so well kept. Like, just watching batting practice has always been something that's cool to me. Just because it's casual, you really can see these guys hitting like tanks. I mean, it's just crazy. Like they don't even look like they're trying, and the ball is just flying out of the park. So in Major League Baseball, I'll say just kind of going to see batting practice has always been a cool thing for me. In the minor league scene, like you kind of alluded to already, all those promos are kind of fun. It's more family centric. So like if you have kids or you go with a couple friends, it's a lot more like late, like not corporate like, and you kind of expect that. And it's just it's a good way to spend an afternoon. It's not like going to watch football where it's like stressful almost every minute, it feels like, and people are kind of punching each other in the face in the stands. Like baseball is far more.
Yeah, if you get in a fight at a baseball game, you're a whole nother level of stupid. Like a whole nother level. Because yeah, that's odd. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're right. Because baseball is more like chess than football will ever be, right? Like it's a lot more laid back, and it's just, and the weather, to me, I love the weather this time of year, as we get into baseball season. But like the minor league, the cool thing about like going to see the Stormers, like you can walk in there and it's not cool for them because obviously they want more people in the seats, but you can walk in there like second or third inning, pay $7, $8, $10, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
And you can like you'll be like 4 or 5 rows away from the field at worst, usually at worst. Especially during like day games, like if they'll play at like 11 a.m. It feels like it's like there's nobody there. But it's cool, like being that close to and it's still a high level, even though it's the lowest organized level, like the
Yeah.
lowest organized level. I mean, those guys aren't throwing the ball into the seats, like they can still play. It's still a high, and they're still throwing high 90s, mid 90s, and stuff like that. So just watching the game and appreciating, like even at that level, like these guys are damn good. And I can appreciate that.
Yeah, and like this, I shouldn't. I told people around Lethbridge and like the game is not secondary. It's entertaining. It's good. But and the thing about minor league baseball and then Wood College summer league, I'm a part of here in Lethbridge. The game gets secondary. Like, yeah, you want your team to win, but if they don't, well, right? And you're probably the same way with your team there. Like, you just want to go and see a game and relax and have a good time. Whereas you get to for some reason when you get into any football, whether it be high school, college, or the pros, like it matters. Like it matters no matter what level. It's at people go absolutely bananas. But with baseball, yeah, you root for the home team, but if they don't win, it's a shame, and you go home. It is actually that, like, you want it to happen. And I've told people all the time, I said, like, I don't care if the Bulls win. Like, I'd rather they did, because then more people come. But it's all the other stuff that's important to me. And like for me, my job is and it's crazy to think this, but my job is to make sure people are having a good time. My job is to make sure people are enjoying themselves. My job is to make sure people are coming back for not just one game, but for 10 more games, right? And then to make sure that they're enjoying themselves, and then they tell their friends that it was a good time. If the team's good, great, because like no matter like hockey and like especially at the professional level because it gets so expensive, nobody's going to be paying money to watch the home team lose at those high levels. Whereas like with the Stormers and with the Bulls, like it's an affordable thing to go to, and like that, and it's 3 hours of your night and whatever, right? And it's the fun stuff that makes people go. Like, it doesn't matter. You couldn't name how many games did you go to last year? Name 3 players.
Yeah, I used to really, like when I was younger, I
Yeah.
was like really tuned in because I'd go to like so many games when I had a lot more time. But yeah, no, you're exactly like that's the thing. Like you can sit there and enjoy it and not, like you said. I mean, you don't have to. It's not the end of the world, right? It's not like you go to a Penn State game. It's like if they lose, it's like forget it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Like, your night's
I mean,
ruined. Like,
yeah,
I've seen it. Like, I went go to USC games and people are all having a good time, and then USC loses, and it's like, well, now what? You know, it's so odd that people. I mean, I'm nuts like that too when it comes to Yankees, but I'm more realistic. Like, well, all right, still beer in the fridge, I'll be okay. Like,
no, you're exactly, and that's the thing too. Even with like the pro level, like you go see the Yankee, even if they lost to the Red Sox on a, go ahead home run or whatever it
yeah,
might be. Okay, you got 161 more of these. Like that's the thing.
yeah.
Like that's the beauty about baseball. Like it's you can just take it in for what it is. Like it doesn't have to be more than what it like football and college especially. And I love college football for that reason. It's the complete opposite, but it's like you lose one game, it's like, oh damn, like there went my
There's your
national
season.
championship.
That could be the season.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
then that makes with college football like that. Like, if you lose early, you better not lose again.
Yeah,
Right. And so that's why college football every Saturday means so much. And that's what makes college football so great, is that 2 losses and you're like, oh, like that's it. We're done. And that's kind of the same. And it's the opposite with what makes baseball so great. It's complete opposite. Is like, oh, we'll try again tomorrow. Right. All right. Well,
yeah,
that's like even like you watch players when they like it's quite funny when you watch professional baseball. You see that they just grab their bat and they take off and they go down the tunnel, and that's it. They're like, all right, playing in tomorrow. And then fans take it harder than the players do. They're like, all right. and then you watch like I don't want to say little league kids, but American Legion guys or whatever, how they take losing so hard, and coaches are freaking out and parents are freaking out, and you're like, they're playing tomorrow, man. Like you can't, like, no team goes 162-0. Like it's not a thing. Like you don't want to go 51 and 111 or 41 and 121 or whatever, but all right, well, we lost, and it's crazy, and like different. Like I said, it's that's the biggest thing, is trying to find ways to like, and it's another thing that we try to do, that I'm trying to do in like our organization, is making sure that the players who are college level players and high level college guys, Division I guys, Division II guys, is to make them kind of be big leaguers for a season, because this might be it for them too, right? And so to play, because a lot of these colleges, like the colleges that have Division I around your area, they're probably playing today, and it's probably 42 degrees, so there isn't anybody there watching, right? Like it, and the college baseball is getting bigger, but that's in the southern states where it's warm. But a lot of these guys that come up to Lethbridge, these are some of the biggest crowds they play in front of. They go to, there's a team up just up the road, and I hate saying their name, but Okotoks, they get 4,000 to 6,000 every night, and that's huge, right? And we're trying to get to that level as well. Like our place seats, I think we can shoehorn 2,400 in, if we really have to. But it's getting those people to come every game. It gets a little bit trying, but to get giving these kids the opportunity to feel like big leaguers for a year. And like you said, when you were younger, you thought those kids were probably going to the big leagues next week, right? And most of them don't. Like most don't. Like if you're in these certain leagues, we have a few guys in our league that have progressed on to in the last few years into the minor leagues, and some might have a shot at playing the big leagues this year. But most get forgotten about. But a lot of kids think that these guys are the next Derek Jeter, right? It's quite, and that's what baseball does do a pretty good job at, in these smaller communities, saying these are the stars of the future, I guess. And they don't. But on the other hand, Major League Baseball doesn't promote their minor league guys. Like you don't know who half the guys are in these systems. Yeah, it's odd.
No, you're exactly right, and it even brings me back to like the days of when I played, and just like waking up, or like, because you're talking like 42 degrees. Like there'd be plenty of mornings we'd hit the field wherever I'm playing, and there's dew on the grass and all that, and it's like, man, like, and then watching these guys, even at like the level you're talking about, or the Stormers, and it's like, that's awesome, man. Like if you really truly love baseball, it's like you'll go see the Lethbridge Bulls and you'll think, man, like I do kind of wish I was one of those guys. Like that's the thing, like, even because there's no such, I mean, yes, there's minor league football, but no one, like, I don't think anybody watches minor league football and still thinks, oh, that's cool. Like I just, it's not the same. And like with baseball, it's
I
like,
didn't know till 9:23 a.m. on March the 15th, 2025, and I'm a sports guy, that there was minor league football. I know there was like the XFL and the USFL. I
right,
didn't know that there was minor league football. I
there's
learned something today on the 1424 podcast, Four Bear Sports, talking a whole lot more. I did not know that.
there,
Huh.
well, in the States, like there's there's a city, it's the capital of Pennsylvania, Harrisburg. Um, it's like 40 minutes from me, whatever.
Yeah.
But they have a minor league football team. I don't even know the name of it. And like, me, I'm plugged in this. Like
Yeah.
no one talks about it. No, I don't even know if they exist anymore. They might have went under. That's what I mean. Like baseball, I'm not going to say it's outsells outright anything, right? Baseball has its own struggles, financially, and minor leagues are usually the ones that get the axe, if anything. But like just watching those guys play at like I said, even at an independent league level, if I'm watching, like the Long Island Ducks will come in, and they
Yeah.
had Wally Bachman as their manager, former World Series champion with the Mets
He's
and stuff
crazy.
like that. Crazy guy, yeah, absolutely. But I'm watching him take the field. I'm like, man, that's badass though, because it's, the guy was a major, a really good major league player, World Series champion with the Mets, and just watching those guys, like they still look fundamentally good. Like watching those guys play, it's just the game of baseball, even trickled down, is still, to me, and maybe I'm just crazy, but I still think it's a really good product. Like I just, it doesn't change that much. Sure, it's faster, and the guys, you can turn a double play quicker, and they're hitting, longer home runs, but the game fundamentally isn't that much. It's not different. It's
That's the thing about baseball is everybody at some point, and I'm like not everybody. I'm not, don't at me the world, but like everybody has played baseball, whether it be softball, slow pitch, baseball, t-ball, whatever it might be, at some level, whether it be Little League, American Legion, girls slope, whatever, kickball for crying out loud.
that counts. Yeah, same idea.
Everybody's played some form of baseball in their life. Not everybody's played football in their life. Not everybody's played basketball maybe in the schoolyard. Not everybody's played hockey in their life, right? Not everybody's been a gymnast in their life. But everybody in some way, shape, or form in North America has probably played some form of baseball, whether it be mixed slow pitch on the beer league field, whatever. And everybody's kind of made that play. Everybody's made a catch. Everybody's got a base, the hit, and everybody. It's so relatable to, and this is maybe because I'm a baseball nerd, like you said, but it's baseball is so much more relatable to people than and it's in something you can see and something that you've done. The guys that are twirling around the ice going a million miles an hour, that's not relatable. Like it's just not. Like I played at a high level hockey 150 years ago, but to a lot of people, they don't. It's just not relatable because you just like the skill level is just like I don't know what the heck's going on here. Like it's crazy and how fast it is. But baseball is so relatable, and that's why I think that and people do like it's fun to watch a game like last year, especially my first year with the Bulls. How people like it's a dance. So the way the game, like the first 3 innings go pretty quick, and you got your beer and your hot dog, and you're going, and then the next 3 is kind of slow, and then all of a sudden the last 7, 8, 9, the game's close, and then people are excited, and then when they're leaving, they're smiling and having a good time, and that's the dance and the great thing about baseball is that it has that kind of a swirl to it. It's no, it's great to be a part of, and just different like we try a million different promotions a year, and some work and some don't, but it's you just hope that they all do, and then it's just like I said, it's just all the stuff that goes behind the scenes in the, like we call ourselves a minor league team. It's not professional, but it's we're a minor league kind of a team, but it's just the different things you try to work into it, and at the end of the day, like most people have a good time. Like when the worst thing that happens with us is the concession lines are too long. Oh well, nothing we can do about that. Well, there is a few things that I'm going to implement this season, but no, it's such a dance. It's so great, and it's just always, there's always a play that could happen. There's the home run that could happen, and they not on the edge of your seat. You could be leaning back, but by the seventh, eighth, ninth, like all of a sudden a wild pitch could score a winning run. So you don't really. I think I've talked about lots of people how you don't really have to pay attention during a baseball game until you hear the crack of the bat or whatever. Then okay, you turn your head because you have 43 different conversations with whoever's around you, and it's fun that way. And like going to games, it doesn't matter what level it's at. It's always a fun time in my opinion. Like it's just, and I don't like it doesn't cost much, and the rest of it, like it's not like you're spending like to sit in the president's suite or whatever it's called, the legend suite at Yankee Stadium is $800. Yeah, you're sure you get all the crowd legs you can eat, but it's still $800, right? Like it's no, it's just
That has to be like bucket. Like if I'm Brent Radlinsky, right? That's got to be bucket list though. To do that, like just to do that once has got to be.
I did it. What year
Oh
was it?
yeah, that's
2015. I done it twice actually. 2015, I was there by myself, and I was sitting across the street having a few beers, and maybe my thumbs were a little bit more active on the old phone because I had a couple in me at that point. But then a couple years later, in 2017, I'm down there with my brother Mike, and it was a Friday afternoon game of all things. Like why there's a Friday afternoon game, I have no idea, but whatever. And they were playing Toronto near the end of the season, and that was actually the last weekend of the season. So we were sitting in, of course, the tavern having a few beers at, I don't know, 11 in the morning, and uh, just scrolling through SeatGeek or StubHub or whatever it was, and I saw that there was two Legend Suite ticket for $350 each. I went, oh yeah, I said, because we're gonna eat all this and then some. Like it was so, but it was well, like it's awesome. Like it was, you can't do it every game, but it's pretty awesome. Like the
I was gonna say, as a
the
Yankees
food
fan,
and
like
everything.
just like
Yeah,
I remember growing up, my dad, the company he was working for at the time wasn't too far from Philly, and we got to sit. It was like Kershaw's rookie year. That shows you how
yeah,
long ago that was. But we got to sit in the Phillies box, and I was like, because air
wow.
conditioning. I mean, I'm sure it's not Yankee Stadium, but
Well, I'm sure it's
it's
still pretty nice.
it's not bad, like, and you just kind of like, wow, this is like, it's the major leagues, but this is like the major leagues of experience as far as like, it's air conditioned. You're going in and out air conditioning. You got your own bathroom kind of deal because it's everybody in the box can use. It's just a lot different. Excuse me. And like I've sat in an outfield of Camden Yards. Like I've kind of done it all. I mean, I'll do any experience at the ballpark is fun, but yeah, that's got to be something else because Yankee State, like I know they're class of the class, so that's got to be cool. Like I said, because you're a Yankees fan, I would think I would even consider doing that for the right price because just the experience is like wow, like it's got to be.
Yeah, it
And
was.
unlimited food is I'm sold there too. So
It was something. It was funny about I don't know, about the third or fourth inning, my phone started buzzing because people started like from back home were starting to watch the game, and was it's out of nowhere a guy I hadn't talked to in probably 2 years. He sent me a text message. Can you put a hat on? The glare is killing me off your head. It's like, yeah. Aha, asshole, whatever, but it was funny. Aaron, you mentioned we'll get end this pretty quick here, but you mentioned when you went to Camden Yards how the playing surface is just immaculate, right? And then an old baseball guy from around here, he talks about like that's the first thing he notices wherever he goes to. He coaches the college team here, and that's the first thing he notices when the playing field it's just pristine and immaculate. Other than that, like what's something that like you go, Jesus, like you walk into a ballpark or major leagues, minor leagues, something, you go, this is pretty great.
there's a lot. I think like you said, like kind of the playing surface is one thing. I think just as corny as this might sound or whatever it might be, just like hearing that crack of the bat in person is
Yeah,
different. Especially like in batting practice, those guys are just ripping it. So it's just like I can appreciate, and I think that's what baseball does such a good job at is like football is like boom in your face and this and that and it's good for that, right? It's dramatic in that fashion, but baseball it's like all the little things, right? It's just you know guys throwing catch before the game and just the pop of the glove. You go see a guy in the bullpen and the glove is like popping. I mean, they're throwing and the ball is boom boom like it looks so effortless. So like I think baseball, even at the minor league level, watching those guys, it's just the way they go, like how smooth they play the game. That's always been like a man. If I could play at that, like just being smooth and turning double
yeah,
plays and all that, just all those little things. I'm like, I can appreciate every little kind of nuance of how the game's played and how those guys, I mean, they're doing it all the time. It's their job, but it almost looks effortless a lot of the time. So.
yeah, it's crazy. Like you see some guys, how they just like, especially like big right-handers who throw hard, and how it's just seamless. It's crazy. And my wife, she gets a kick out of this all the time. She says a guy can throw a baseball it'll go past the car on the freeway. Like how fast that's going from an arm. Like it's in, and how effortless these guys make it look. And even when a guy picks it up at third base in a ground ball, a hot shot, and he throws it across the field 90 miles an hour. Like how the hell is it? And effortless. And
And just
it's
playing all in one motion.
done.
Yeah,
Like,
just
yeah, yeah. Sometimes they end up over out in right field somehow. But yeah, it's just how effortless it is and how fast they can. Like his, I mean, I'm old enough to remember when a guy hit a ground ball to maybe to shortstop. They were pretty much just walking back the dugout. Now how guys are running everything out because you just never they just try to force that error. It's how that part of the game has changed a lot now, and just how close some plays are. And it's just it's just but it's effortless how it looks. It's a thinking man's game. I still like I'll watch probably 3 or 4 games today, and it's just it's they're the the level of minor league baseball compared to major league baseball, it seems like such a huge difference, but it's not. And every player who plays at every level is like, man, that these guys are good. Like they're really good. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Like insert, I'm not saying, we had a standout player from our high school that went out. I mean, he's still bouncing around the major leagues. Cam Gallagher, I think he's on
Yeah.
the Guardians now, backup catcher. But like I'm sure if you put him in like the independent league, he would, rake. But like even like let's just say like a decent high school player, you put him in like a league like yours or
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's not a cakewalk. Like even starting at the single A level, like these guys have, it's gonna be, the major leagues pitching and stuff like that's gotten a lot, better throughout the going up through the systems and stuff. But yeah, it's not an easy feat. Like especially like you watch fielders and stuff like that. It's not that much. It's really the pitching to me is probably the biggest difference. And hitting, like if you leave a ball over the plate in the major leagues, it's like 9 times out of 10 you're smoked. Maybe minor leagues like 6 out of 10. So it's stuff like that. But
No, we're getting closer to all starting, whether it be the minor league level or the major league level. And I'm excited. It's a Dodgers world. Everyone's just living it. They're probably. I read some things this morning that people are actually saying, well, they might not win 100 games this year because Arizona is going to be better, and you just never know what can happen. But I mean, I would think everybody you'd be an idiot to not bet on the Dodgers if you're a betting person. I would think but the East is good. Like I think that the National League East is really really good, and those teams will kind of kick the crap out of each other a little bit because the Mets, the Braves, and the Phillies are all really solid baseball teams. And I don't know if the Dodgers are I don't know if they're a lock, but I wouldn't put $10 against them.
yeah, it's hard to, right? I mean, yeah, even with their injuries, they had Flaherty out there. They were, but like you said, you can what you said, I completely agree with. Is you can never have too much pitching. Like I would load up. I would have like 10 plus starters because I mean, unfortunately for you, you see, Garrett Cole, Luis Heel already down. Like it
Yeah.
happened so quick. I mean, and Grayson Rodriguez went down for the Orioles already. Like
Yeah.
boom, like it can be. And I mean, these, like you said, these guys are throwing 100 plus and contorting their arm. Like it's a matter it doesn't, or it's surprising it doesn't happen more often, honestly. So
It's only a matter of time. And I can't remember who I was talking to. I think that guys throw too much. I think that taking, maybe putting your glove away for a few months every winter probably isn't the worst idea. Instead of just throwing in the weighted balls and all the things and stuff and like learn how to pitch. Don't learn how to don't be a thrower. Learn how to pitch. Greg Maddux probably wouldn't have broke a pane of glass half the time, right? And he pitched forever. So learn how to pitch a little bit instead of just throwing. That's an old guy get off my lawn kind of thing. Aaron, thanks for jumping in the sports bar again. It's a lot of fun as always.
yeah, thanks for having me, and look forward to we'll start talking when the teams really take the field and see how it all shakes out. I think like you said, I think you guys you'll be okay. Who knows? You'll be okay. You'll be a playoff team. That's I would bet
Yeah.
my life on that. But
That's all you can hope for. You get 2 more games at least. 2 more games, and you never know. You get 2 more games. You get 2 more games and a 121 loss team, and nobody cares.
that's those
Then you
bad
go,
teams
well,
though. Those really
Friday
bad
night.
teams, they got to figure it out. The White Sox and those. Oh man, like how many people are going to that opening? Maybe they'll have
Opening day,
3,000.
25,000. The next day, 450. Right?
That's a crime. That's a shame. I mean, you're always gonna have bottom feeders, but man, like some of these teams just don't try. It's
The Marlins didn't sign a guy.
nope. They
It's
lost.
like right near the end.
I forget the Phillies got a pitcher from them who's like one of their better pitchers. So they're probably gonna be worse. That's the thing. Like they didn't get better, and they probably got worse. So
We'll have to do something maybe next week. We'll do something most irrelevant franchises in sports, like because there's a lot of them. Like there's some that like they're not like I don't even know that they have a team anymore, right? Like and who their managers are and who their players are and who their star is. Like, I don't like the Miami Marlins are probably the most irrelevant franchise in baseball. They got to be up there.
yeah, because I mean, you make like Pittsburgh, they still have like there's story tradition. Not that the Marlins don't have any, they have a World Series or two or whatever,
2.
but it's like the Pirates the Pirates have been around so long that like people know who the Pirates are,
Yeah.
Roberto Clemente, etc. Uh, the Marlins, it's like and playing in Miami, people have I'm not gonna say better things to do, but people have other things to do. And then they built that stadium. I thought, this might put them on the map per se. And I mean they put all that money into that, lime green stadium, whatever it is,
Yeah.
crazy looking on TV, but it's not convinced anybody to go. I don't think. I really don't think people care.
No, it has not. Most irrelevant franchises in sports. We'll do that maybe next week. Anyway, it's 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports Talk, and a whole lot more. Today's show was brought to you by SeatGeek. Use promo code 1420SEAT at SeatGeek.com. Then you save yourself $20 on your first purchase. And remember, everybody, it doesn't matter where you are, it's who you're with. Have a great Saturday, and we will talk to you all later on in the week.